Hello Scalextric fans, we hope you're having a lovely Easter weekend. With all the Easter themed festivities underway, I thought it might be a bit of fun to build an Easter/spring themed diorama. I'm by no means an expert when it comes to model building, but I thought it might be fun to give it a go, see what I can do. But I reckon this is going to be quite a fun build and should give me something quite interesting to use for filming and photos and stuff like that. Now without any further ado, let's crack on with the build. So I started by gluing a single piece of Scalextric track down onto a piece of wood that was about 11 by 16 inches, so around about the size of an A3 piece of paper. In order to make it look a little bit more organic, I cut up some kitchen sponges and glued them down to build up certain areas, creating a bit of a slope. The next step was to put a layer of scale rock over everything. This stuff can be found in model shops and is basically just a form of plaster. I also went back and added a bit more sponge around the sides just to build the edges up a bit more. As you can see, this is probably the messiest part. Not a fan, but hey look, we're finished. I left that to dry overnight and look at that lovely smooth ground. After some rigorous shaking, I gave it a coat of green acrylic spray paint. If you've seen the previous build video on this channel, you'll notice my complete disregard for furniture. This time I went ahead and put some paper towels down before I sprayed. Next up was the grass, and I just used this light green scatter material. I then went ahead and mixed a little bit of water with some PVA and a touch of green paint. When applying the grass, I did it in stages because I didn't want the glue to dry out as I was going. While I waited for the grass to dry, I cut some leaves out from some pink tissue paper with a hole punch. Once all the grass had dried, I went ahead and shook off all the excess. This is quite a satisfying stage, to be honest. All that was left to do now was add some decoration. I started with these daffodils, sticking them down with super glue. Then I added some trees, cherry blossoms, because I think they kind of match that spring look. Oh, and not forgetting the leaves that I cut out earlier. And of course, it wouldn't be Easter without some eggs. So this was a good bit of fun to make. I really enjoyed it from start to finish. It's something a bit different. You typically think of slot cars just going around the track really fast and stuff like that, but I think sometimes it's nice to kind of take time to appreciate the detail, and something like this definitely gives you the kind of the time to do that. And I think this might actually be quite fun for someone who's into collecting slot cars. You know, you might be looking for a new way to display it. And so a diorama like this I think works quite nicely. You don't have to be an expert, it's all about giving it a go. And that's exactly what I've done here, and I'm fairly happy with it. I think it's turned out alright. Let's cue the B-roll. Let's have a look at this bad boy. Now let's take a look at some fan images sent in by you guys. Some really fantastic stuff there. We love to see how you guys display your models and what kind of collections you've built up. Now from everybody at Scalextric, happy racing and have a cracking Easter.